Hare Krishna. Turn the treble up and the bass down and you're ready. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. So again this evening we're going to Vrindavan without ticket, without visa, and no security check. And we just received news that a dear friend and godbrother named Vasigani, who used to play Krishraj and Radha party with Trinidad, left his body in Mayapur on the Kadasi day. He had a heart attack. He'd never been there the day before, he'd been there for 2 days, had a heart attack, and left. So this evening, I want everyone to offer whatever pious credits you give for this evening's program for the soul of Asya Rani Prabhu. He was from Atlanta, Georgia. So we told yesterday the first step to get to Vrindavan is getting the mercy of Guru and Darshan. And we quoted the famous verse from Bhagavad Gita, Vidi Pranipatuna, Pariprasnena Sevaya, Pradeshini Jnana, Jnanina Tattvadarshana. That to learn the truth, one has to approach the wise and bona fide spiritual master. And Pariprasnena, ask questions from him. And Sevaya. Seva means to offer service. Just like one time, Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada was in one of his temples, and the Vice Chancellor of Bharat Hindu University, BHU, Famous University in India, not Bharat, Benares Hindu University, came to visit him. And you would think such an important personality would be attended to immediately. He told him, I'm busy right now, you come back for a few minutes and I will talk with you, answer your questions. Right now you sit in the temple room, the boys are sitting there polishing the brass of the deity, and I will attend to you after some time. So he sat there in the temple room on the floor with the devotees polishing their brass. After some time he went to Srila Bhaktisiddhanta and said, I'm still busy, you sit with the boys polishing the brass. So he was sitting there, nothing to do, so he also began to polish the brass. Third time he went to Bhaktisiddhanta, he asked, so, now what is your question? He said, I have no question. All my questions are answered. Because by doing service, then automatically the realizations of whatever questions we ask of the spiritual master, then the realization comes also by rendering service. So Pariprasnena Sevaya. And we explained yesterday how one has to get especially to enter the field of bhakti, one needs the mercy of Vaishnava. We explained how even Krishna himself doesn't give, it's only available from the Bhakti. Bhaktya Sanjataya Bhaktya. Just like in Vrindavan, we don't have any air conditioner or electricity or running water, telephone, all these so-called modern conveniences. So we don't have running water, what do we have? We have hand pumps. Yesterday I saw a hand pump in Madhuban. Otherwise, most of the young people here probably never saw a hand pump. And sometimes we're pumping the hand pump, ka-ching, 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 and no water's coming out. Does it mean no more water left in the earth? So much water in the earth, but for some reason he's not coming out. So now we'll teach you village technology. Because you all know this smartphone, iPad, DVD, Blu-ray, you know all this modern technology. But maybe one day, just like a few years ago, this modern civilization had a big shake, but maybe one day it's going to crash. Then you'll have to know village technology, down to technology. So we always keep a bucket of water nearby. When that happens, ka-ching, ka-ching, then water is down in the ground, but from up, we pour one glass of water inside the pump. Then ka-choom, 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 water automatically pouring in our pump. The same way, Chaitanya Charitamrita says, Nitya Sri Krishna Prem Sadhika Punani Sravanadi Sudachati Vaidevita. Krishna Prem is Nitya Siddha, it's eternally within all our hearts. But sadhika punani, by our own effort, ka-ching, ka-ching, ka-ching. Not happening. Sravanadi Sudachati, some Guru or Vaishnava comes, he pours little Krishna Katamrita in this hole, then that goes down to the heart, and then ka-choom, 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 Krishna Bhakti automatically flowing in there. So we want to get mercy of Guru and Vaishnava. So we have a beautiful song on page 3, the song sheets at the very top. This is Vishvasa song glorifying the Guru. Very sweet and wonderful song. Sri Guru Charana Kamala Bhajama, 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 Sri Guru Charana Kamala Bhajama. Charan, I think you know, every day we sing. Mandir Roshi Charan Maranam. Charan means? Oh, that's right, you don't go to Mandir, you don't know. Charan means feet. Sri Guru Charan Kamala. Kamala means? Lotus. Lotus seed. Charana Kamala, lotus seed. Sri Guru Charan Kamala Bhaja Man. Man means the heart. So just worship the lotus feet of Guru with all your heart. Sri Guru Charana Kamala Bhajama, 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 Guru Charana Kamala Bhajama. Good Just worship the lotus feet of Guru with all your heart. Guru Kripa Bina Nahi Koi Sadhan Bal. Just like I'm coming from our Krishna Balaram Mandir. So we know Balaram Bal means strength. Guru Kripa Bina. Bina means without. Without the mercy of Guru, our sadhana has no strength. Bal. Bhajaman, Bhaja, Anukshan. Shan means moments. So Anukshan, at every moment we must remember the lotus feet of Guru. किसी को मिलता है अहो भाग्य से हरि भक्तों के किसी को मिलता है मिलता नहीं ऐसी दुर्लभ जन्म मिलता है नहीं ऐसी दुर्लभ जन्म Brahmadu Choda Bhuvan. Choda Bhuvan means 14 worlds, another way of saying the universe. We wander through this universe, but dur love. We spent the meaning of dur love of the day in class. Dur means very far, and love means gain. So our gain is very far away, very rare, hard to get. So this human form of life, very rarely we get this human form of life. How many people been to Mayapur Festival? Did you know at that time of the year, for every human being, there's 1 crore of mosquitoes? Isn't it? Much worse than your Trinidad. You don't put mosquito net, they will just come, pick you up and take you off for some days. So this human form of life is very rare. It is an opportunity to get free from the cycle of birth and death. Only this human form of life we have this opportunity. Therefore we see that no cats and dogs are coming, only human beings have come here to hear that. This is chance offered by the true nature to hear from the spiritual master and become free from material existence. मिलता नहीं ऐसे दुर्लभ जन्म ब्रह्मदु चोर दुहान किसी को मिलता है अहो भाग्य से हरि भक्तों की दर्शन. Now you also know the word darshan, but this Brijbhasa language, it's like children's language, Vachaka Bhasha. For a small child to say such a complicated word, darshan, very difficult. So we say Dara, son. So already this human form of life is difficult to get. And even more difficult to get darshan of pure devotee. Kisi ko milte hai, ho bhagya se. Only by great fortune. This immediately brings to mind that famous verse, Brahmanda Brahmati Kundi Bhagavan, he Guru Krishna Prasadithai. Echoing the same theme. Brahmatu, Brahmatu, like Brahmati. Brahmati means to wonder. So Brahmanda Brahmati Kunyava, Bhagyavanti. Aho Bhagyasi, Bhagya, same thing. Like great portion when he got mercy of pure devotee. So tonight I was tell you a very interesting story. We just finished the Prabhupada Marathon, but still every day I see the devotees are going and distributing Prabhupada's books. So you may not know how the Krishna book came about. You know that George Joseph gave the money, but you don't know how it all came about. But this is how, by the mercy, when the Guru gives orders, he also gives mercy to carry out that order. So what happened was the devotees were in Tittenhurst Estate, the place of John Lennon. They were staying there, and in London. So one day, the manuscript for Krishna book arrived. And they were all looking it over, and Prabhupada was very excited. Now the manuscript for Krishna book is ready for printing. So they were looking it over, and Prabhupada was very excited, but they also sent the estimate how much it would cost to print. It was about $20,000. And $20,000 at US, that was a lot of money, not $20,000 nothing, that's just the mortgage payment on the temple in America right now. But that was a lot of money, it's like saying $200,000. And everybody said, my God, where are we going to get that type of money? So they were discussing various ideas with Prabhupada, and nobody could come up with how we're going to come up with $20,000. So Prabhupada looked at Shamsundar, because Shamsundar, one Kartik, he personally told me this story. I heard it straight from his mouth. Prabhupada looked at him and said, you can ask your friend George Harrison to pay for it. He said, but Prabhupada, you don't understand. I never asked him for anything. No, you can ask him. But Prabhupada, you don't understand. That's not my relay. I never asked him for anything. The marble for the floor he donated, the wood for the beams that I carved, he donated. That he did on his own. I never asked him for anything. Tomorrow we're going to go buy the marble for the altar. But I never asked him. He just did it on his own. No, you can ask him. Prabhupada, you don't understand. That's not my relation. As soon as I ask him for something, I'd like everybody else after his money. Prabhupada, no, you can ask him. Krishna will help you. So anyway, anyhow, Shamsundar couldn't convince Prabhupada that this was a very bad idea. He thought, what to do? Now I have an order of spiritualism. So next day, one famous sculptor came. I can't remember his name. He was going to help them pick out the marble and make the design for the altar, help them with prices and everything. So the three of them went to all the marble shops in London. And finally they picked out the marble, and they made the design, and they made the down payment. So there was no time to ask the question. Then they went for prasad at George Harrison's house. They were eating. There's still no time. You couldn't find that proper time to ask the question. The next they sat in George Harrison's drawing room. Now this may be something you have in England. Because in America, I never heard of a drawing room. All I know is you don't draw there. But it's called a drawing room. And after this, everybody's going home, and he hasn't asked the question. He was thinking, now he's in big anxiety. He got a good idea. I'll make Prabhupada the bad guy. You know in politics how to make the other person the bad guy? I'm going to teach you right now. Suddenly there was a lull in this conversation. And Shamsundar piped up, oh George, the manuscript for Krishna book came. George said, oh yes? He said, yeah, Prabhupada's very excited to get it printed. Oh yes? And Prabhupada asked me to ask you. That's how you make somebody else the bad guy. Prabhupada asked me to ask you if you could pay for it. And George Harrison's countenance became a little dark. His face went down. How much is it? About $20,000. George Harrison's face went down even more. Then Shamsundar thought, no, I told Prabhupada this is a bad idea, now the relationship is finished, it's all over. And just at that moment, the lightning either hit on top of the house or right outside the house, because the flash and the thunder were simultaneous. And the whole house was rattling, and it's an old English Tudor house, so the putty was loose, so the glass, all the glass is rattling in the window. Like this thing sound. And the lights went blink, 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 and went out. They were in complete darkness. And it seemed like an eternity for Shamsundar. And I was just thinking, well, it's finished. I told Prabhupada this is a bad idea. Now I worked so hard to establish this relationship. Now this relationship is finished. Seemed like an eternity went by. Then suddenly, click, the lights came back on. And George Harrison had a smile from ear to ear. He said, well, after that, how can I refuse? The problem is you can ask Krishna what help you. And whenever Guru gives order, he also gives the mercy to carry out that order. So now we have the Krishna book. It's one of our favorite books for book distribution. I can remember going around Isla Vista in Santa Barbara. That's where the student community was. And just we'd show the pictures, and the students, they would come to the door and say, what do you want? You know, oh, the Hare Krishnas are here. You know, come on in. You want something to drink? He said, no, we don't drink. He said, what you got there? He said, well, open up the book and show the pictures. Hey Joe, come here, check out these pictures. You know, they would look at the pictures, they would buy the book, and it was one of our favorite books in the books. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. So, once we get mercy of Guru and Vaishnava, we want to get mercy of Lord Chaitanya. He delivered us this Mahamantra, this ancient Kali. So, we'll sing our favorite bhajans on the same page there. Sundaralala, Sajirulala, Adinasi Hari Kisare. Sundaralala, Sajirulala, Adinasi Hari Kisare. Palle Janna Ilaga Manohara Alaga Shove Purnase. Palle Janna Ilaga Manohara Alaga Shove Radha very beautiful boy of Mandir Sachi. He's always dancing in Sri Hari Kirtan. Because Sri Hari Kirtan is a recommended process in this age of Kali. Chanting very loudly and very enthusiastically. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So we heard yesterday how Chaitanya Mahaprabhu didn't invent anything new. We have to follow, we discussed about following Shastra. Everything we do, everything Prabhupada's entire movement is based on Shastras, not anything mental speculation. And we quoted verse from Brihad Naradiya Purana. We could also quote from Bhagavatam. What is that? Kritaya Jayato Vishishikva Retaya Medato Mukaya Parpayam Paricharyaya Kalo Arthad Harikirtana. Srimad Bhagavatam says that in that same result that one got by performing meditation in Kritayu, Kritayu means Satyayu, Yagya in Tretayu, deity worship in Dwaparyu, Kalo Tad. That means that same fall. Not because it's a simple process, we'll get simple fall. No. Kalo Tad, this way fall, same fall you'll get. Same fruit you'll get. From what? Hari Kirtana. But if you live in India, you will find many people, they will say, this is from Shruti, Smriti. This is Praman from Smriti Shastra. We don't want Praman from Smriti, we want from Shruti. Shruti means Vedanta and Upanishads. In Atharva Veda, there's one Kaliya Sandra Upanishad. You want Praman from the Shruti, we'll give you. There's one story where Narad Muni, he comes to see his father, Lord Brahma. He says, Bija Sri, I have just come from the earth. I have just come traveling from the earth, and their Kali Yuga is about to begin. And people will be influenced by the worst influence. They'll be influenced by affected by the worst influence of this Kali Yuga. So Bija Sri, I want to know how they can be saved from the evil influence of Kali Yuga. And Lord Brahma, he said, wow, Vats. Because those who are younger than us, we address as Vats. You know Vats? Just like there was one Vatsasura. He came in the form of a calf. So Vatsa means calf, because as soon as we see a little calf, then immediately Vatsalya Ras comes in our heart, doesn't it? So a younger person than us, we say Vats. Hey Vats, he said, this is a very wonderful question because this question is meant for the benefit of everyone. Sabka kalyana ke liye, this question is meant for the benefit of all people. Because ordinarily, when sadhu comes, guru comes, we ask questions for our swart, our selfish interest. I ask so many sadhu in Vrindavan. Anybody ask spiritual questions? No, Maharaj, they never ask. We ask for our selfish interest. Oh Maharaj, all business is going bad, going down. Please bless me, my business don't fail. Oh Maharaj, I have 30-year-old daughter still not married. Please bless me, I can get her very quickly. Oh Maharaj, my son ran away from home 5 years, we haven't seen him. Please bless me, he'll come home soon. Like this, for selfish interest, we ask questions. But this question is meant for the benefit of all living beings. And I will tell you, but in this horrible age of Kali, simply by chanting the holy name of Bhagwan Adi Puru Sri Narayan, one can be freed from the evil influence of Kali. Simply by chanting the holy name of Bhagwan Adi Puru Sri Narayan, one can be freed from the evil influence of Kali. Just like here in Trinidad, it rains a lot. Is there anybody who can stop the rain? Anybody here can stop the rain? What's your Prime Minister's name? Your President or Prime Minister? Name? Kamala Prasad, he can't stop the rain. Obama also, he can't stop the rain. Even with his NSA. Nobody can stop the rain. But, if we take umbrella, rain is going on, but the effect of that rain is not coming on us. Is it? Same way, nobody is there who can stop this Kali Yuga. Kali Yuga is going on, we see it before our very eyes, marching on. And nobody can stop it. But, if we take this umbrella of the holy name, Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
If we hold this umbrella over our head, Kali Yuga is going on, but the effect is not coming on us. So Narad Muni said, Pincha Shri, that's very wonderful. But Pincha Shri, what is the form of that name? His naam ka rupa kya hai? What is the form of that name, Pincha Shri? And Lord Brahma very clearly says to Narad Muni, hey Vats, the form of that name is like this. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Iti Sodashanam Nam Kalikalma Shanashanam. So means 6 and das means 10, 16 names, 32 syllables. Iti Sodashanam Nam Kalikalmasa. Kalmasa means that evil influence. Kalikalmasa, Nashanam. We know this word Nashanam, huh? From Bhagavad Gita. Pritranaya Sadhunam Vinashaya. It destroys the evil influence of Kali. These 16 names, 32 syllables, destroy the evil influence of Kali. Acha Pita Sri, what are the rules and regulations? And Lord Brahma says, hey Vats, there's no type of rule or regulation whatsoever for chanting this holy name. And the devotees always ask them, why are we following for regulations? Why are we going to Mandir? Why are we chanting 16 hours? That is a different thing. To help you to understand, there was one little boy named Gopal. He was a personal servant of Mahaprabhu. He was like 6 or 7 years old. He was serving Mahaprabhu very nicely. So, in old days, Mahaprabhu used to go to the jungle. That's the code word in India. They have to go to the bathroom. Because old days, we didn't keep this bathroom right next to our bed. We're all, we come to Vrindavan, it's very attached bath, it's very attached bath. Old days, this thing was done outside the house. In old days, it was not even an outhouse. It was, you had to go to the jungle. So that's the code word. So Gopal would sit waiting for Mahaprabhu to return with a pot of water to wash his hands. So we know 6, 7-year-old boy, he can ask any question without any shyness. So when Mahaprabhu returned, he said, Prabhu, Prabhu, why do you hold your tongue like this? Why are you holding your tongue like this, Prabhu? So Mahaprabhu said, hey Gopal, I'm going to a very dirty place, doing very dirty business, and this tongue, he never stops chanting, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, he's always chanting, he never stops. So therefore I have to hold him like this. So a little boy, 6-year-old boy, he can ask any question without any hesitation. He said, and Prabhu, that time you leave your body, then what will happen? That time you leave your body, then what will happen? That time you leave your body, then what will happen? And Mahaprabhu said, oh Gopal, you have become my Guru. What did he say? You have become my Guru. From that day he became known as Gopal Guru. He's a very important acharya in our Gaudiya Sampradaya. Gopal Guru. Because for chanting Hare Krishna, there's no question of time. Any time of the day you can chant. The Gayatri Mantra we only chant 3 times a day, morning, noon and night, and Sandhyas. But any time you can chant. If you go to Vrindavan, even in the middle of the night you'll hear somebody running down the street, 2 o'clock in the morning, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare. 1 o'clock in the morning they're running down the street. Anytime, any place, even that place you can chant. Anytime, any place, any person, doesn't matter whether he's man or woman or Brahman, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Sudra, Brahmachari, Bihas, Panagras or Sannyas, old or young, man or woman, worker, labor, doctor, lawyer, any type of person, anytime, anywhere, even foreigners can chant. It's no question of time, place, or circumstance. That type of rule and regulation, there's no rule and regulation. Any person, anytime, anywhere, any place can chant this Mahamantra. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So, then Lord Brahma said, and that's, I will tell you another thing. This is the most secret thing of the Vedas. Rahasya, this is the most secretest thing of the Vedas. This Mahamantra. And he said, you can log on to Google and do search through the whole Vedas. You won't find better remedy than this Mahamantra. In fact, he said, within these 16 names, the entire essence of the Vedas is there. Essence of entire Vedas within these 16 names. So there we have Praman from Shruti, from Kaliya Santra Upanishad, and this is the process for this. Not the Mahaprabhu invented something new. This is authorized by the scripture. So once we get mercy of Guru and Vaishnava, we get mercy of Lord Chaitanya, we chant the holy name, that we can go to Braj. So there's a very nice song there, I think, maybe on the first page. This will take us straight to Braj. Now you understand where this rag from Sudra Lala comes from. Jai Radhe, Jai Radhe, Radhe, Jai Radhe, Jai Sri Radhe. Jai Radhe, Jai Radhe, Radhe, Jai Radhe, Jai Sri Radhe. Jai Krishna, Jai Krishna, Jai Krishna, Jai Krishna. Jai Krishna, Jai Krishna. This is written by a great Acharya in the Nimbarka Sampradaya named Harivyas Dev Acharya. But he always writes his name in his song as Hari Priya. Just like in the last line, it says Hari Priya Swami Sri Radha. But it's made simply of names of Radha and Krishna, so all the Vaishnavas love to sing this song. It's like it says Rasika. Krishna is expert in tasting ras. Rasa Vihari. Radharani is always doing Rasa with Krishna. Rasa Vistarani. She is spreading ras all around. Nava Nava Rangi. Krishna is always new and new. He's always a Navala Kishore. The name is Navala Kishore. Always a fresh. He's always fresh. Nava Nava Rangi. Navalatri Rangi. He's dented 3 different ways. Navalatri Rangi. Shama Swangi. All his limbs are blackish. On the other side it says, Prana Piyari, Radharani is more dear than the life. And Ati Sukumari. Already we know Kumari means young girl. And Su means even sweeter. But when we want to say the mostest of anything, then we say Ati. Ati Sukumari. Radharani is such a most sweetest young girl. Ati Sukumari. And Krishna is Ati Sukumara. Kumara means young boy. Sukumar makes it even more sweet. And Ati Sukumar, most the sweetest. Like that, simply different names of Radha and Krishna. But somehow, somebody was mentioning Radha today, somewhere in the conversation, I don't remember where. Radha is a place just near Gokul. On the other side of the river from Mathura is Gokul. And just a little south of Gokul is Radha, which was the capital of Vrindavan Maharaj at that time. Just like Vrindavan Maharaj's capital was at Gokul, and later he moved when after so many, this Utana, Shakta, Shura, Chanarvata, Chanarjit trees came crashing down, and he moved to Mandir, on the other side of the river in the town. So Vrindavan Maharaj, he was a very good friend of Nanda Baba, so he moved his capital to Vrindavan. So originally they were living just in Gokul and Radha. That was a very sweet village on the bank of the river. But to understand about Radharani's appearance, we have to go back many thousands and thousands of years. There was a very beautiful princess named Kalavati. And a very wonderful prince named Sucharu. And their parents, seeing their matching qualities, they arranged their wedding together. There was a big wedding with all pomp and ceremony. It was like years ago in Europe, there was some prince and princess were married, big celebration was there. Now child has come every day in the newspaper, something about new prince. So like that, big to-do was. But the most amazing thing was that after they got married, Kalavati and Sucharu, they went to the forest and began to perform very difficult austerities. Sleeping on dry grass and eating only berries that were found in the forest. Now this was most astonishing. And generally after we're married, then we think, oh no, no more sleeping on a mat in the ashram. Now I get nice soft bed to sleep. No more temple prasad. Now we get every day puri and sabji, paneer sabji, sweet rice, halwa. But they were sleeping on dry grass and eating only berries in the forest. Prince and princess, just imagine. They performed these austerities for many thousands of years. This happened a long time ago. So finally, Lord Brahma appeared and he asked them, what benediction do you want? And they told him that we want to get the consort of Lord Vishnu, Lakshmiji, as our daughter in order to render service to her. Lord Brahma was very surprised. Generally, after performing penance, austerity, doing yajnas and sacrifices, when it comes time for asking for the benediction, there is a big long list. I want this and this and this and this and this and this. And I want 90 days credit for my next austerity. I want this and this and this. Give me a job and a car and a house by the sea, Swami Jai Jagadish. But they were asking for service. So Lord Brahma was very satisfied. Wow, wow, wow. Not only will I give you Lakshmi ji, I will give you the Maha Lakshmi. Srimati Radhika, the consort of Vrindavanandam Shyam Sundar, she will become your daughter in your next incarnation. So then they appeared as Vrishabhanu and H.G.Deena. And they had their capital at Radha. And Vrishabhanu and H.G.Deena, they were always desiring to have a girl. But somehow they had one son named Sridham. Sridham is the older brother of Radha. They had one son, but no girl was coming. Many years passed, no girl came. One day, it was the 8th day of the bright half of the month of Bhadra. First month of rainy season is Shravan, second month is Bhadra. So the bright half of the month of Bhadra, on the 8th day, Vrishabhanu Maharaj, just like every day, like all of you should be doing, he got up on Maharaj to go take his bath. And so he went to take bath in Jamuna. On his way down to Jamuna, he saw something shimmering in the water, sparkling. As he got closer, he saw there was a golden lotus flower sparkling in the water. As he got to the banks, he saw within that beautiful golden lotus flower, there was an extremely beautiful baby, golden baby girl. But I told this is second month of rainy season, the current was very heavy. He couldn't reach to that lotus flower and rescued that girl. But then Lord Brahma descended on his swan airplane. And he reminded Vrishabhanu of his previous austerities. And he lifted that little girl from the lotus flower and handed it to Vrishabhanu. Vrishabhanu saw she was so exquisitely beautiful, so soft like butter, so beautiful golden color. Everything was so sweet. He ran to the palace. Oh, Devi, 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 we got our daughter, we got our daughter. H.G.Deena came running. She saw this beautiful baby girl in the arms of Vrishabhanu. She immediately took her and just put her close to her breast, and she's feeling, oh, so soft and buttery, so sweet, so little tiny hands and feet and little tiny fingers, and so exquisitely beautiful. Everything was so wonderful except for one thing. Her eyes were sealed shut. She was totally blind. Now to understand this blindness, we're going to have to go all the way up to the Golok Dham. One day in the Golok Dham, if we can talk about days in eternal time, Krishna Tanda told Radharani that, hey Radha, just see on the earth, the Dwapar Yuga is coming to an end. It is time for us to go there and display our pastimes on the face of the earth. Radharani said, I don't want to go to that deep, dark, nasty, material world. Where no one is chanting your glories, no one is doing your service, everyone's completely absorbed in sense gratification and simple activities. I don't want to go to that place. I will not feel happy in such a place. There's no Vrindavan, there's no Jamuna, there's no Govardhan. And Krishna Chandra said, hey Radha, just see. Vrindavan has already gone, Giriraj has already gone, and Jamuna has already gone. And Radharani looked, and glowing on the face of the earth there was this Brajadam, with this beautiful blue ribbon of Jamuna cutting through, and Giriraj standing very tall and high. Don't think that this Brajadam is a part of this material world. It's part of it is expansion of Golok. So Radharani, she looked, she saw everything. He said, all right, I will go there, but I don't want to see anyone or anything until I see your Mukha Chandra, your moonlight face. That her eyes were sealed shut. She didn't want to see anyone anymore. But they thought, anyway, she's so exquisitely beautiful, doesn't matter, she's blind. Blind daughter better than no daughter. Meanwhile, Narad Muni had his little Galaxy S4 loaded up with his astrology program, and he was calculating. And he calculated, this is the time, and this is the place for that Ladini Shakti of Lord Krishna to appear. She's appeared somewhere near here. So he began wandering hither and thither and thither and hither, and he came to the palace of Vrishabhanu Maharaj. And he knocked on the door. The doorman, when he saw was Narad Muni, he went running to Vrishabhanu that Narad Muni has come. Immediately, Vrishabhanu personally, the king personally came to the door. Oh, Munivar, Padariye, please come. He sat him on his very own throne. Virajaye, please sit. Then he took water, he washed his feet, he sprinkled on his head and all his family members. Then the king sat down at the foot of his own throne. And he said, Muniraj, any seva for me? And Narad Muni said, yes, do you have any issue? Do you have any child? And Vrishabhanu said, yes, Maharaj, I have one son. And Muni said, one son? Ah, Maharaj, I have one son. One son? Ah, Maharaj, I have one son. One son? Ah, Maharaj, I have one son. All right, you bring him. So he brought Sridham there. Narad Muni gave all his blessings on Sridham. He said, you take very good care of this fellow. He's a dear friend of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. You must take very good care of him. He gave all his blessings. Then he got up to leave. And Vrishabhanu, you can see some unhappiness is there on Vrishabhanu Maharaj's face. Some unhappiness is there. Because Prabhupada said, face is the index of the mind. So when he got to the door, then Vrishabhanu Maharaj said, oh, Tero, wait, Maharaj. Yeah? You told a lie? Arey Maharaj, I have one daughter, but she's blind. I was feeling ashamed to show it to her. Oh, you have one daughter? Narad Muni went back and sat down on the throne again. No, bring that one. So then they brought Radharani before Narad Muni. Now he knows who this is. Narad Muni was just swimming in the ocean of bliss, seeing the beautiful darshan of Radharani. And he told, in fact, for several hours he couldn't speak. He was so much in ecstasy. Then he told that I know how to cure this blindness. You have to make a feast, and you have to make this and this and this and this. And he gave all complicated preparations. Things that you won't find easily around the house. You'll have to go to the market, you'll have to go to the bazaar, you'll have to go to the field to collect all these ingredients to make such a feast. He said, you invite Nanda and Yasoda, and you feed the prasad, this blindness will be yours. Everybody looked at that list and they thought, oh my goodness, these things are not available. We'll have to go to the market, we'll have to go to the bazaar, we have to go to the field. Everyone ran hither and thither and thither and hither and hither and thither and hither and thither. You see, Narad Muni, he's a very clever fellow. He's very clever. Because what happened now, everybody's gone. Everyone ran hither and thither. So he's alone with Srimati Radha. He began to offer beautiful prayers to Srimati Radha. And the little baby girl, she smiled and said, "What do you desire?" And Narmuni said, "I want to see that your Kishori roop." Kishori means 13, 14-year-old girl. I want to see that Kishori roop. So then before the eyes of Narmuni, Radharani manifested this beautiful Kishori roop. All the Astasakis also appeared in their Kishori roop. Now Narmuni, he was just diving, he was drowning in the ocean of transcendental. Before he was swimming, now he was drowning. Then he made his obeisances. He went on his way. Radhika Raman, Radhika Raman, Radhika Raman, Radhika Raman. Meanwhile, everyone collected all the ingredients. They started the cooking. They sent a messenger to Gokul to call Nanda and Yasoda. Nanda and Yasoda came there. And Nanda Yasoda was carrying Nanda Lala under her arm. So they came in, they got darshan of Radharani, and they saw so exquisitely beautiful, so soft, so sweet, so beautiful little fingers and little tiny hands, so auspicious blinds on her hands and auspicious blinds on her feet. So beautiful. They said, "Oh, she may be blind, it doesn't matter, she's so beautiful." Then Yasoda and Kirtida sat down to do their gossipings. And Nanda Maharaj and Vrishabhanu sat down to do their talkings. So that time, Krishna, he had appeared on the dark half of the month of the 8th day of the dark half of the month, 1 year and 15 days before. So he was crawling at that time. So he began crawling hither and thither, and he saw this beautiful basket with this Kali coming, this black blanket. If you remind me, we'll tell the story about this blanket, this Kali coming is very special. Coming out of the sides of this basket. He crawled over to see what is there. He grabbed onto the edge of the basket and he pulled his face up to look inside. Now you've seen how Mother Yasoda paints all these beautiful sandalwood and camphor and saffron, beautiful paintings on Lala's face. You have seen the painting, no? That divine fragrance entered into the sesame flower-like nose of Srimati Radha. Our Goswamis always describe Radharani's nose just like as beautiful as a sesame flower. One time on Braj Prikama, we were walking through the sesame field. So I picked one flower and I looked at it. It didn't look at all like a nose. It's beautiful golden color like Radharani. It didn't look like a nose at all. That description is there. The next year we went through the same field and I looked at the flower just hanging there on the bush. If you look at it from the side, hanging on the bush, one petal comes down and goes like that. And the other petal on the other two sides come like this. And then there's petals all around like that. But the main petal comes down and goes just like a cute little nose. And two little. If you look at it like that, then it looks just like a nose. So Radharani's nose always described just as beautiful as a sesame flower. So that beautiful sesame flower-like nose, this divine fragrance of the paintings on Krishna's face entering. Now she understands. Krishna Chandra's Mukha Chandra, his moon-like face, right in front of her face. Just try to imagine. Just try to imagine this. Because our Prabodhanand Saraswati Thakur, he describes that Radharani, if she just gives a kataksh means sidelong glance, but Radharani can't look directly at Krishna. So many people are watching. Just like it's either Kalidas or Chandidas, I've forgotten. One of them has a poem. Everyone in Gokul is seeing Nandanandan walking down the roads of Gokul. the pathways of Gopinath. Everybody's seen by their two eyes. This is Radharani speaking. I myself, I have to keep one eye on my elders. One half of the other eye I have to keep on the Ninda Karniwalis, those people who will criticize me. So only with 1/4 of an eye, one half of one eye, 1/4 I can see. I can get one little glimpse of Nanda Nanda. Everybody else seeing with two eyes. But I have to keep one eye on my elders, half of my other eye on those girls who will criticize, people who will criticize me. So only one half of one eye I can get. And although I'm only doing 1/4 offense, I'm getting 5 times danda, 5 times punishment. By that 1/4 offense, Cupid is shooting his 5 arrows, form, taste, touch, and smell. He's shooting those arrows in my heart. So Prabhupada says, just a sidelong glance. Krishna Chandra's crown falls from his head. His flute slips from his hand, just from sidelong glance. He doesn't even notice. Just from sidelong glance, you try to understand. Now Radha and Krishna are face to face. Radharani opened her beautiful lotus petal eyes and stared with so much love into the lotus petal eyes. So much love was going between those eyes. So much love was going between those eyes. So much love was going between those eyes. It's so thick you can almost put your finger in and taste it. And Radha and Krishna began to laugh. And when the children began to laugh, then the parents' minds were distracted and they looked and they saw Radharani's beautiful eyes staring into the beautiful lotus petal eyes of Krishna. And they were so amazed. This Narmani is so clever. He cured this blindness. So they had come for lunch. So lunch means noontime. So how long do we have to fast on Radhastami? Up to the noontime. Radharani, she's very soft and sweet. This Krishna Chandra, he's very hard fellow. All the way to the midnight. But Radharani's more personal. Only half day we have to go. And if you go to Raval, because everybody goes to Barsana, it is big crowds. I went a couple of times. I was too crowded. But all night long, you can really understand it as Radhastami. They have beautiful flower bungalow, flower palace. You can't imagine. They have thousands and thousands of mogra and jasmine and string them on strings and beautiful designs and make beautiful palaces, terraces, and so incredible. And just the breeze blows and all that jasmine smell comes in your nose. So for the last arti, you have this beautiful flower palace. And the whole night, people are dancing and singing. You can understand tomorrow is the appearance of Radharani. People are dancing and singing their hearts out whole night. In fact, in the main courtyard, there's 5 kirtans going on. One in each corner and one in the center. Somehow one of them becomes big, and everyone sort of gravitates toward that one. And the middle one will become big, and everyone. Then another one will become big, and everyone will gravitate. On the back side, they have these special dancers in all the five places also. These guys come from Rajasthan. And they have these incredible jewelry, incredible dress. They have this silk dress, must be 30 meters of silk satin, all beautifully decorated with jari. And they just spin around and the dress goes like this too. As they're spinning and spinning and spinning. You sit there and you look, is that a guy or is that a girl? You can't tell. And so much cloth is there, when they stop spinning, then the cloth keeps spinning around their waist. Wraps around them like that. Then they sort of go like that and then it unwraps the other way. Then they spin the other way. Dancing and dancing. All these kids all night long till about 2 o'clock in the morning. Then all the Brahmins from Barsana come. And And they sit in 2 rows facing each other. They have big songbooks with Hindi letters this big. And they sing back and forth. Everyone's sitting there, all the Brahmins very joyfully singing all these old Radhastami songs. Up till about 5 o'clock in the morning. 5 o'clock in the morning, suddenly the curtain rustles. Everyone jumps to their feet because the main altar is blocked off. They have, where the steps begin to go up to the main altar, that's all blocked off. They just pull up, they just railing there, you can't go inside. And they pull open that curtain, everyone just jumps to their feet. And I was there, we were on the roof sleeping, so we came downstairs, we were on the edge. Everyone ran to the middle. We just got pulled right into the middle. And the whole Abhishek, for a half hour they're doing Abhishek. It's just amazing. And our feet never touched the ground. We went 15 feet this way, we went 20 feet back over this way, and our feet were never touching the ground. This poor gentleman was with me, what was his name? Senan, one South Indian from Singapore. He was like 65 years old, I think now. He was having a heart attack. He was just going this way, that way, never touching. Then he saw that I was just laughing. Because I've experienced it just the way it is in India, just like that. You just go with the flow. So I was just laughing. The crowd somehow kept us. We were on the edge, but we came right in the center somehow. Right, we're just going back and forth in the center watching. He saw I was laughing, so he also just relaxed, began to laugh, and just go with it. If you want to stand on your own 2 feet, you have to go way in the back. Then you can stand on your own 2 feet. But in the center, we were there. And they finish the Abhishek, and then everyone goes by out trying to get Panchamrit. Every day we get Charvan. That day we get Panchamrit. It's so much fun. And nowadays it's too crowded. But if you go to Radha, maybe 3 buses, 10, 15 cars, everybody sits peacefully and they sing these beautiful Brajbasa songs and do the Abhishek very peacefully. And it's very interesting when we usually use the sugarcane juice, but they take, there's a special natural sugar, it's like powder, it's called gura. So that part of the Abhishek, then they're pouring this powder on top of Radha. And the ladies there, they have a beautiful name. Ladli, Lal. We heard last night, Lali. This is special Brajbasa, so we say Ladli. These little girl, Lali's little girl. Ladli, Lal. So we say Radha, Ladli. Very exquisitely beautiful. It's described in Bhakti Ratnakar in the 5th chapter. Our dear God Brother Pundrik has translated it as Mathura Mandal Prikama. And there it's described that when Mahaprabhu was doing Prikama, he came to Radha. And the ecstasy he felt taking darshan of Radharani cannot be described by human beings. He stayed there for 3 days. The ecstasy he felt is impossible to describe. Nahari Sarkar refuses to describe it. It's not possible. It is very special to us. So I tell about that Kali Kamri, that black Mandir. So what happened, it was Gopastami day, because previously Krishna was only taking out the calves. First, before he became Gopal, he was Vatsapal, taking out the calves. But one day, after lifting the Govardhan hill, all his friends began to tease him, because little boys, they like to tease too much. That's their nature. So, you're a big man, you lifted the Govardhan hill, and you're just taking out the calves? What kind of big man are you? They were teasing him. So next morning, he wouldn't get out of bed. He didn't want to face his friends. And Mandir said, Lala, get up, Lala. Lala, get up. What's the matter, Lala? You sick? You have a toothache, Lala? You have a toothache in your stomach? stomach, Lala? You have a toothache in your head, Lala? What's the matter, Lala? Anyway, anyhow, Mandir sort of got it out of Lala. What happened? And she got him out of bed. And then she went to Nanda Baba and told him he doesn't want to go. It's his coward friends to do. And this is the problem. So Nanda Maharaj went, just like we know, Vasudev's guru is Garga Rishi. So the guru of Nanda Maharaj, full guru of Nanda Maharaj is Sandili Rishi, disciple of Garga Muni. So he went to Sandili Rishi. Sandili Rishi said, well, today is Gopastami. This is a very good day to offer the charge of the cows to Krishna. We should do a big festival. But Mandir Sona won't agree. Because herding the cows, he stays close by. To herd the cows means he'll go far in the forest. He won't be able to see him. It may be too cold, it may be too hot, it may be raining. He may get hungry. So Sandili Rishi said, well, there's one Kali Kamri, black blanket. All the threads from this side were woven by Lord Shiva, and all the threads by this side were woven by Lord Brahma. Whoever wears that black blanket, it's like sometimes you've seen the Rajasthani paintings of Krishna, huh? The black blanket over his head like this. That is the Kali Kamri. How we got it, we're going to tell you. So whoever wears that Kali Kamri, then he's never affected by hunger or thirst or heat or cold or rain or heat, anything. Nothing can bother him. And the Baba says, how do we get a Kali Kamri? And Sandili Rishi says, well, Vrishabhanu has one. Because he used it for Srimati Radharani. Now how are we going to get that Kali Kamri from him? Because after all, Nanda Maharaj is a king, Vrishabhanu is a king. Can one king go to another king and beg from him? That's not proper. A king will never beg from another king. So Sandili Rishi thought for a second. He said, well, I know what we can do. We'll have a special ceremony and we'll get an induction. Because we'll tell Vrishabhanu that we want to give Krishna charge of the cows, but we can't do the ceremony unless he does Kanya Puja. Kanya Puja means worshipping a young unmarried girl. So we need to do Kanya Puja in order to do the Gopastami Puja to give Krishna charge of the cows. Ah, good idea. Then in Dakshina we'll get the Kali Kamri. I'll give it to you. So they went to Vrishabhanu Maharaj, they told him that we want to do this Kanya Puja. Vrishabhanu Maharaj was very happy. So then they did this beautiful Kanya Puja. Very elaborate, very sweetly done. Then at the end, Nanda Maharaj said, oh, very beautiful puja. Vrishabhanu said, yes, very beautiful. Sandili Rishi said, very beautiful. Yes. Oh, it's very nice. Yes, yes, very nice. Oh, very nice. And Nanda Baba was poking Sandili Rishi. Come on, ask him. Yeah, it was very nice puja. Yes, 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 very nice, very nice. Ask him, ask him. He said, well, no puja is complete without dakshina. Oh, what do you want? You want pearls? You want diamonds? You want rubies? Whatever you want, I'll give you. Well, actually, we want that Kali Kamri. Oh, I'll immediately get one made. No, we have to do this Go Puja, this Gopastami Puja today. We need that one that you already have. No, we want that one. So then Sandili Rishi got that Kali Kamri and they gave it to Nanda Maharaj and they were able to do the Gopastami Puja. Krishna took charge of the cows. Before he was Vatsapal, from that day he became Gopinath. So it's getting late. You're probably all tired of sitting there. So now we'll celebrate by chanting the national anthem of Raja's dancing music, so we can all get up. Jai Jai Radhe, Jai Jai Jai, Jai Jai Sri Jai Shami Saroge. Then Jeet, you know Jeet, right? Jeet means to win. The Jiti Baji, instead of winning, Haroge, you will lose everything. Jiti Baji, Haroge. Radhe Shami. Then we go on Pratama Day.